Hey, what's up, guys? It is Brad from Signal Chords. Today, I am shooting some questions over to the guys at Ultra Apex and Just a Ride. Now, if you don't know who these guys are, they are two hard rock grunge bands from New Mexico and from the UK. Bands we promoted here in the past, but now they've come together on a split EP collaboration called Undercovers Volumes 1 and 2, where each band chooses a song by the other and puts their little spin on it with the help from legendary producer Joe Marsh. Now, I'm going to ask Joe some questions as well, so let's get right to it. All right, first off, how did you guys connect with each other and ultimately come up with the idea to do this?
We connected with Ultra Apex about a year ago. They had a radio show and we were looking for bands that were similar to us in the same sort of genre.
We found like a lot of bands that are from not only the United States but from around the world. And the idea to do this, I think, was kind of born from an idea that Ken had, which just basically, hey, maybe we should get this guy to see if he wants to collaborate on a song that we're doing. You know,
they were one of the first bands we did on Ultra Apex Radio. I remember hearing I Want to Know for the first time, just being completely blown away. Went and watched the video, and I was like, holy shit, these dudes are freaking rock stars, man. They're incredible.
We were fortunate enough to be one of the bands that was featured on it, and I was just absolutely blown away with the depth they went into their analysis of our song I Want to Know. I just thought it was awesome. It gave me a good kind of boost to say we were doing the right things, and reached out to them, fast became friends, and we've been supporting each other over the last, I guess, year or so with single releases, giving shout outs to each other.
We were just like, man, this song rips. These guys are awesome. So since then, each band has followed each other on social media, and we keep up with them, and they keep up with us with any current projects and releases that we're doing, and show each other support.
We have really such a cool connection with the guys in Just a Ride. Both of our bands got our start during the whole 2020 start of the pandemic and quarantine period, so everyone was forced to go online to look for community. And one of the really beautiful aspects of that was that it was just as easy to connect with people on the other side of the world via the internet as it is to connect with your next door neighbors.
So me and Rodney have been mates in school, and one of the things we always do is send each other music videos. Pretty much got the same taste in music. So several months ago, he sent me a great track from the Apex guys, and it was And before I even joined the band, I had it on my playlist. Went to commuting in my car to work and used to listen to it.
We connected with the guys on social media, Facebook, Instagram. We both took a liking to each other's music, and we thought how cool it would be to collaborate on one of their songs.
Then we sort of decided to do this whole split EP thing, and it seemed like a great idea. We sort of taken one of their songs, they've taken their favourite song of ours, which is I Want to Know.
Coming from punk backgrounds, we all know bands have done this before, right? Alkaline Trio did it with Hot Water Music, NoFX did it with Rancid. It's a really cool thing to hear another band's take on another band's song.
We were kind of really fortunate to be pushed into that corner, so to speak, and we met the guys in Just a Ride, lots of other amazing bands all over the world. We met Joe Marsh, the guy who mixed these songs on the Undercovers EP.
Everything happened very organically. I worked with a band over here in 2020, seems such a long time ago now, called Attendant. Really, really cool guys, great band, and they put out some songs that we worked together, were on, and the guys in Ultra Apex heard it and liked it, and it all started from there, and we've just developed this really cool friendship, and I love working with these guys, and they've become friends from opposite sides of the ocean, halfway around the world from each other, and same with the guys in Just a Ride. When it came to doing this, they shot me a message and said, are you interested? We've got these songs, and we're also going to be doing this this split EP with the guys in Ultra Apex. So for me, it was an absolute no-brainer.
How did you guys go about picking which songs you'd collaborate on?
I don't know. It was easy and hard to pick the songs to go with. In some sense, for me, it was about giving some attention to those first tracks that we heard of each other's music.
Well, initially it was kind of tough to pick a song. I mean, because Just a Ride just put out a whole album full of amazing tunes. So, but as we sorted through it as a band, as the Alter Apex guys talked about it, I mean, we kept going back to the first song that we heard from them that was I Want to Know.
I mean, it would only be kind of fitting that we do that song since we did it on the show, and it's the song that is kind of responsible for, the two bands' friendship. So the rest was history.
We were listening to their music a lot on Spotify, social media, and we thought So Yeah, the title of the song, we thought it would be great to play live and record.
I think that just kind of came from listening through Just a Ride's record and just hearing what ultimately could be an Alter Apex song.
And it was kind of intimidating to imagine covering it ourselves. There's so many different dynamic changes in the song, lots of really, really quality elements.
I think it was almost a no-brainer for us. We did talk about some other songs from Just a Ride, but we all kind of kept coming back to I Want to Know, especially being the first song that we had ever heard by them and completely loving it. I think it was definitely the choice. We weren't sure if we could pull it off. We were all pretty nervous, honestly.
Vocally, it was something that I kind of stressed out about a little bit, but we kind of made it our own and did our own thing with it. And I really enjoy listening to both versions of the song now.
When I first heard So Yeah, I was like, damn, this is a banger. So I think in my mind, we just wanted to celebrate that initial connection we made. So going back and, for us to get to do our version of So Yeah, and to hear the Alter Apex version of I Want to Know, it just kind of feels like we're going back to where it all began.
So what's it like to hear the other band's interpretation of your song?
To hear the interpretation of our song being played by another band from America is humbling, and it's pretty freaking cool.
Hearing another band play our song, especially a band that we've never met face to face, except for Zoom or Instagram, on the other side of the planet, it's really flattering, especially how good those guys are.
It's kind of like hearing real musicians play our song. I was the one who tracked and wrote the rhythm guitar parts of So Yeah. And when I hear Drew playing those riffs, I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's kind of how it's supposed to be played.
Yeah, it was really cool hearing the Alter Apex version of I Want to Know. Actually, the first time I listened to it, I was in the car with Alex. We were actually driving on our tour, and we just kind of cranked it up loud, listened to it in the car, and we're just blown away.
The bands that have got great connection in their styles, but play those songs just completely differently and give it their own flavour. And it's been great hearing and playing both songs.
It's really interesting to kind of hear the spin Alter Apex have put on the track. I feel it's a bit more melodic.
Well, it's always interesting when you hear another band do a cover of your songs. You think it's going to be the same, exactly the same, and they've really taken a different spin on it. They've really added their own flavour to it.
That's always super cool because every band is different, and hearing them change things and do things that suits their band, but also kind of stays a little bit true to the original song is always super cool.
I think it's super rad. I love cover songs and hearing bands covering other bands, so hearing them put their Just a Ride stamp on our song really turned it into a cool hybrid, and I enjoy it a lot.
What I wanted to do was take each track on its own merit. It wasn't a case of trying to recreate a like-for-like version of the original. It's more listening to what the current recordings and tracks are, taking the vibe from that and then molding it into its own thing.
Yeah, Rod's vocals sound great. Alex did a great drum take on that tune. It's all in all just really flattering.
It's getting a kind of vibe for what the band are doing now. Now with Just a Ride, and covering So Yeah. They wanted more of a kind of Jane's Addiction kind of vibe. It has a rawness to it. Alter Apex with I Want to Know, we just finished up doing another song, Ty the Raven. That one's a bit more, I'd call it more American sounding. Those guys are obviously from the States, but it's got this kind of radio rock feel to it. So both tracks are slightly different. They're both slightly different sounding. What I didn't want to do was just, take each one and just kind of make them both sound exactly the same.
I think both songs now sound like they well and truly fit within each band's set, and So Yeah is fast becoming a bit of a live favourite for the crowds in the UK.
It's definitely something that is really going to be remembered in what we've done with our band and the relationship we have with these guys. So yeah, I'm excited for everybody else to hear it. It's great.
Well, that was great, guys. Songs sound awesome. So cool to hear each band's take on the other. Huge thanks to Alter Apex, Just a Ride, and Joe Marsh for taking the time to fill us in. Don't forget to check out Undercovers Volumes 1 and 2, now streaming on Spotify. Give all those guys a follow on all social media platforms. And check out the videos on their YouTube channels as well. All right? Take care.